People who hoarded gas 2 weeks ago, how are things going for you now? I have a bunch of 5-gallon gas cans for when we have hurricanes and I need to power the generator for a week or two. A distant friend of mine knows I have them and called me out of the blue asking if I could loan them to him to hoard gas due to the gas shortage. I said no, he was super sour. So, the great gas panic of 2021 caused me to lose a low-value acquaintance. There was one woman who was using a stolen car to hoard gas, and when a state police officer tried to pull her over, she ended up flipping the car and the gas ignited inside the vehicle. Yes, happened to a woman in SC. She was reported to be on fire when she exited the vehicle, deputies reported. Just used the gas to help my neighbor burn his house down for insurance purposes. That reminds me, thanks once again for helping me set the old homestead ablaze. I will give you the 10% we agreed on from the insurance payout. These are all joke answers, so here's a serious one. My neighbors hoarded at least 3 gas cans worth. I say at least because I only saw him unpacking the last 3 when I got home. He knocked on my door today and offered to sell me 1 gallon for $1.50, but I rejected. Last I saw he was lugging it to a friend's house. At least he had sense to use the right container. Yeah, I'll give him that. Till gas has a shelf life. According to Statoil, diesel can be stored for years under the right conditions. If you don't get those conditions right, you'll end up growing something called. Fuel companies agree that if left untreated, fuel will remain reliable for just 6 to 12 months. Web link. That diesel bugs link was incredibly disappointing. I imagined some trilobite that lives off diesel and looks like a Slater beetle, or possibly a millipede. But no, it's just a fungus. Reality is often disappointing. This frustrated me about the middle few seasons of Walking Dead. They address this issue multiple times on The Last Man on Earth, but the main characters keep relying on gas to go places and it never turns out well. Yeah, that's the problem with many zombie apocalypse movies. Gas expires quickly and then you're left with your Mad Max-style bicycle. One of my deadbeat neighbors decided that they were going to buy 2 250-gallon pump tanks and weld them into the bed of their old butt T100. They then proceeded to fill them up at their local Costco. They then decided it would be a smart idea to put a sign on their truck with outrageous price gossing level prices and post up in a parking lot in a fairly bad area of town. He was held up in a matter of minutes. Truck and gas stolen. This was in Southern California, where there is absolutely zero risk of a gas shortage. See, his mistake was that you're supposed to watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia and be entertained, not inspired. Well, actually he should have learned from it and blown some fireballs with the gasoline, both to attract attention and discourage thievery. Would you steal a man's car and gas if he's blowing fireballs like a Mario villain? Didn't think so. Thus started the first guzzle-in wars. Angry Max. Perturbed Maximilian. Where there is absolutely zero risk of a gas shortage. Easy for you to say. Sounds like the guy who got jacked is short on gas. Haha, his own damn fault. Besides, he has like 5 cars. The T100 was a junky old grocery getter. He inherited his grandfather's wealth. Lots of dollars, not much sense. It amazed me to see places untouched by the pipeline had hoarding issues. Friend in Texas was confused seeing the hoarding. She's like, "We're in Texas. Where do you think the pipeline was coming from?" "I'm Philly area." I made sure we had topped off the tank in the car, which we did a few days before, and that was it. Besides, we had the ports, as did New York City and New England, Florida and probably Georgia were okay too. Really the only places where one would need to worry were mid-Atlantic and inland away. Edit. More local folks have said GA was not fine. Whoops, sorry about that. Second edit. I guess I should have said places that should have been fine as long as idiots didn't panic. But, well, yeah. I put my gasoline in styrofoam coolers. Now I have napalm. Win. Original poster replies. Smells great in the morning, I hear. Cue Ride of the Valkyries. Edit, confused ride for flight. Thanks guy below me. Probably going to get put on some sort of list, but I got some sort or anarchist cookbook when I was like 11 years old. Most of the stuff in the cookbook was bogus, like baking banana peels in the oven to create a hallucinogenic drug. But napalm was our jam. We made lots and lots of napalm. That stuff was great. We'd cover bowling balls in it and light them and roll them down the hill at the local community college. We'd cover the base of our skateboards in it and it would burn for a long time. You could get multiple shots of kickflips off the curb on camera before it went out. We made bows and shot arrows covered in napalm. We put it on a beehive one time. I'm probably forgetting a lot of napalm stories, but that crap was a childhood staple. I remember cooking lots of it, sometimes with close calls. I'm surprised none of us had lifelong injuries. So Ender's Game? My dumb butt burned my name into the road with napalm one day as a kid. Don't know why I thought I'd be able to get away with that one. You were clearly framed. Nobody would be so stupid as to write their own name in burning war crime fuel. It was that kid down the road trying to get you in trouble, clearly. Not the US military produced stuff, but it's a decent homemade alternative. This feels like a burn notice quote. Not me, but one of neighbors on the My Neighbors app asked for help moving a plastic barrel he filled with gas. I didn't respond, but that post showed up again because of the activity on the post. Man couldn't find help, so he did his sensible thing and rolled the barrel off his truck. The top popped off, and he spilled a bunch of gas onto his lawn. Edit 1. To address the biggest con air, I'm assuming the post had been taken down, likely because someone mentioned the fines. I scrolled and scrolled last night after making this comment and couldn't find the post. I wanted screenshots. At the time I laughed a bit at the situation but didn't think there would be a hazmat issue. I do not recall the name of the neighbor, but I might remember the biopic. If he posts again, I'll message him. Edit 2. After reading more and more of the comments, I now have a genuine concern. I don't believe anyone here uses well water. I know it wasn't someone in my street, but I'll drive around this weekend, garage sales, and if I happen to notice that someone's yard is dead, I'll stop by and see if I smell gas and make the call. That's a huge fine. It can ruin the groundwater, soil, and potentially your drinking water. Yep. I grew up on a farm, and we had an above-ground fuel tank full of gasoline for fueling tractors. A hand backed a tractor into one and knocked it over, spilling a couple 100 gallons on the ground. Nothing grows there to this day, and the spill happened almost 40 years ago. I was doing some pile driving work on the TN River in Owl. All of a sudden there was a horrible sheen on the water and the air reeked of diesel fuel. We immediately went and checked our 500-gallon fuel tank and all of our other equipment trying to find the leak, but couldn't find anything. We of course contained the area and reported it. That's when our site contact came down and told us they used to have a 1,000-gallon fuel tank on the river bank that had been struck and leaked 1,000 gallons of fuel into the water. While we were pile driving, all the fuel that had been held down by the sediment had broken loose and floated to the surface. Alabama Department of Environmental Management showed up, pretty much shrugged their shoulders and said, "Yep, this spill was already reported, 10 years ago, so we're not going to do anything about it." All I can say is that I was absolutely livid about the entire situation. I wonder if that's why he took the post down, went back for screenshots but couldn't find it. To properly report it, you have to call up the National Response Center. They deal with pollution stuff like this, and they'll get the ball rolling for appropriate resources/responders to get on scene. You should still report it. It's literally a danger to the neighbors. I think a barrel full of gasoline also qualifies as a danger to the neighborhood. It can also kill many plants and I think even trees. If a neighbor's tree dies because of it, then he can be sued for a lot of money depending on the tree laws surrounding that tree. r/treelaw/a would love this. Reddit link. Lawn nuts all gasped. I did. I am on a community well and that would not go over well in the neighborhood. Please report him. He could have poisoned the neighborhood. The sooner they remediate, the better. My truck got stolen 3 weeks ago, so thankfully all of this went in one ear and right out the other. A small pro. Got to look at the bright side. Edit. People, stop with the awards. Save your money and invest in a kill switch for your vehicle. Laughing out loud. Anyone want to buy a half-full bag of gas? Correction, it's more like 1/4 full. Never mind actually. It's not available anymore. I only got enough for me and my 6 Jeeps, thank you very much. I didn't drive since going to the gas station. You must be a billionaire to be able to afford to buy and fuel 6 Jeep. Think of the extra lights, bumper sticks, custom paint jobs, the accessories, etc. I think you misunderstand. All Jeep owners require at least 6 Jeeps to ensure they have at least one working Jeep at any time. Similar to how one buys Jaguars in pairs, as one will always be in the shop. My granddad's hobby was fixing up old Jaguars, selling them, taking my granny on vacation as an apology, and then starting the cycle over again. I don't know if that's an addiction or enabling, or both. After he died, it is nice going to local car shows and seeing his cars. His driving around car was a Ford Mustang, an automatic, so my granny could drive it. Don't know what to do with all this unused fuel. Maybe use it in the gender reveal I'm planning for this weekend. Original poster replies. Congrats, it's a diesel. That baby will be born jacked up in a V-neck, talking about family. Fast and Furious. I mean, it's a win-win situation. You're not going to get any real answers. You got to go on Facebook to even get close. This is the only pertinent answer here. You guys underestimate the ability of stupid to exist everywhere. Yeah, I hate questions like these, like who's going to respond to a question blandantly crapping on them, even if they deserve it. We'll see who laughs when the oil crisis finally hits. Not me and my 20 grocery bags full of gas, I'll bet. Star, tell him he better put fuel stabilizer in, or else he's going to be stuck with barrels of gas that are unusable. Edit, get ready for people to improperly dump their unusable fuel, which will poison the soil or water. Even after the gas goes bad, it's a 2-in-1 deal, really. Bernie barrels. Got to paint those babies bright red. And place them around rickety bridge supports. http://www.screencuisine.net/webcomics/index.php. Date equals 2005-06-27/A. Web link. Probably leave it until he either sells his house or dies, at which point it will have gone bad. Then someone will have to find a hazmat disposal source, which will probably be either expensive, a pain in the butt, or both. I know because I'm the hazardous waste disposal program for my county. He would not be the first person I've seen with multiple barrels of gas. Someone hoarding gas in a barrel probably doesn't know or care about proper waste disposal or gas stability, and will either try to use the gas or end up dumping it somewhere illegally. Doesn't he have a gas guzzling truck? He can just put it in that and it will be used up in a few weeks' time. No gas guzzling truck, then how did he get 4 barrels filled with gas home? SUV, trailer and 2 trips. He's retired and doesn't leave home all that often, so he's not going to go through that much gas for a while. Guess he can sell it to his neighbors for a discount, maybe to help get rid of it then. On a side note, he doesn't leave home that often and doesn't drive that much, but thought he needed 200 gallons of gas? If local gas stations are servicing, no amount of discount would have me buy gas from my neighbor's garage. I handle fuel contamination claims for a large insurance company. The things I've seen, yours is the right choice. Thought he could resell 200 gallons of gas to make a profit in a time of desperation. Fee. He knew he wasn't going to need that much gas before it went bad. Swimmingly. Original poster replies. This is the most concerning response. I worked from home, didn't even realize there was a gas shortage. Not sure if there really was a shortage, like I think it depends on location. From what I hear back east there was, but where I was at, Nothing really changed except slightly more expensive gas prices. Tired of every meal, gas gumbo, gas casserole, gas and dumplings, sweet and sour gas au gratin, gas marinara, gas vindaloo, ready for something different. Gazpacho. Served piping hot for Mr. Rimmer, of course. Casserole? Anyways, like I was saying, gas is the fruit of adults. There's gas kebab, gas creole, gas gump. Pan-fried, stir-fried, deep-fried. There's pineapple gas, lemon gas, coconut gas, gas stew, gas salad, pepper gas. That's about it. They're too busy scrubbing their trunk's carpet after all their bags leaked. Good luck getting that smell out. Fire will get it out. 50% of them died at home from inhaling the gas they stored in bags. Original poster replies. Nobody sourced this. I want to believe it. If I learned anything in the last 4 years of US politics, if it's on the internet, it's true. So I think you're solid. I live in South Carolina and I just filled up my car as normal, when I needed it, and spent my week laughing at the idiots hoarding the gas. The gas station I work at ran out of regular ones, for like 5 hours at most. People were practically worshipping our chain because the QT down the street kept running out, but we stayed supplied, just like the last gas shortage we had a few years ago. I'm genuinely curious if anybody who did this is self-aware of causing these artificial shortages. People who hoard gas are likely not smart enough to type a response. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. We welcome your comments below. Press to start another of our videos.